And thank you all so much for coming. We're looking forward to telling you more about this movie, which we shot in March and April of this year. So it's really new. You probably don't know a lot about it. So we'd love to tell you sort of how the project came to be and when we're releasing it and whatnot. I will hand it over to John Burns, who's our executive producer, and he'll make some intros for the panel. But I did want to say one thing. We're gonna have Felicia.
No. Does anyone know the answer? Yes. Yes. Great. And since then, she's been very active in TV, film, and media. And so really most of her life. So Felicia Day. She has had recurring roles in Buffy the Vampire Slayer, Dollhouse, and House, and can currently be seen in the latest season of the hit series Eureka. She's been recognized for her work as a star in the internet musical Dr. Horrible's Sing-Along. And of course, most of you know Felicia as the creator, producer, writer, and star of the original award-winning web series, The Guild. And as if her life isn't busy enough, she wrote and stars in the upcoming web series, Dragon Age Redemption, set to air this summer. So, a great big welcome for Felicia Day. Okay, so that's enough of the boring introductions.
It's like my mom was introducing me to this, and I keep blushing. I'm like, Mom, Dad.
And you know, I'm just an executive producer. I spent a lot of years in the corporate world, raising money and doing deals, and it's not nearly as exciting as this stuff. I've been doing this for the last several years with my partner and significant other, Sherry Bryant, with Greg, and now with these guys. And it's just a whole new world for me, and I'm just terrifically excited to be part of this team. So that's me. Okay, so now let's start with a serious conversation here. And you know, forgive me if I'm a little partial to Greg or Sherry. Obviously Sherry because she's my wife, and Greg because he baked my cake for my wedding and designed this amazing Godzilla structure. So I'm going to be a little easy on those guys, but the rest of them, you're fair game. Okay, so let's start back with the original question. So Sherry and Paul, a little over a year ago, you guys sort of got together and thought about what your next project was going to be, and this obviously came out of a lot of creative discussion and dialogue. Can you tell us a little bit about what sort of fomented that process and how you got to where you are today?
Yeah, sure. I'll start real quick and pass it on to Paul. I've been in Hollywood producing movies for a number of years, and I'm always looking for new writers.
Yeah, I'll give you a rundown of the people you've seen on the screen. So Justin Shawn, he's one of the shooters. He is from Twilight. And he's got another movie that's coming up soon.
It's like a 21. It's from the.
It's called 21 and Over, and it's the directorial debut of the Hangover writers.
So that's Justin. Kevin Wu is actually an internet star. He got his start in YouTube about 4 years ago, and is just a terrific actor. He plays opposite Justin here, and we're really thrilled to have him in his feature film debut. He's never done this before, but he performed just amazingly well. So Kevin is also on board with us. Jason Mewes is one of the guards. He plays opposite Robert Ricardo, and those guys had chemistry. You had them for a couple of days, and they were amazing. And they, you know, the way they're sort of interspersed in the movie really adds a different level of pace and comedy to what we've done. So we're real excited about their involvement. Andrew Bowen plays Felicia's boss. There's a little tension between the two of them, and you'll have to see the film to find out why. But he was in Mad TV, and he's done a lot of other things, both in new media and TV. He can't be here tonight because he's actually working on his next feature project, but Andrew's involved. Mark Woolley is the guy that plays the sort of the angry and nefarious government bureaucrat that's trying to shut the rock jocks down. And Mark did a great. That's sort of who's driving the film from sort of a talent perspective. You know, having said that, you know, Felicia, let me turn it over to you just for a few, you know, sort of your perspectives on what it was like working with these guys, with the whole, you know, all the talent with Paul, Greg, and you know the rest of the gang.
Sorry. No, this was great. You know, Greg, I was sharing really didn't have the time to do it. And there just happened to be a week and a half at the end of March that I was between Dragon Age Guild, Eureka. It was literally my 1 week off, and I was supposed to be on vacation. I was like, I'll do it. And my hair looks really good in this movie, so I mean, it's worth it to have my hair back on straight, because clearly I don't know how to do it. So it was just a really cool part because Paul said I don't know if this is true, but he said he wrote it for me, so.
So when I was writing the script, I had this problem.
Is it not true?
No, it's absolutely true.
Okay.
So what happened was I go, okay, I need these characters. Who do they remind me of? And I was going, oh, well, Seth. Seth reminds me of Seth in what you call Superbad. And this person reminds me of this person. What about this Felicia person? Well, I think she reminds me of Felicia Day. I think I'll just write Felicia Day. And just Felicia, actually. I didn't say Felicia. Anyway, so I wrote the script, and then basically Greg got it. And he says, hey, do you know Felicia Paul? I go, no. He goes, because this sounds a lot like her. And it's kind of creepy, so if you're going to send this her, change the name, or she'll think you're stalking her.
That's rude. The name of the character, Allison was used to be.
Oh, you totally be Felicia.
The original draft, she was Felicia, and she drove a red Prius.
What? I mean, but did you know that Drew knew me?
I knew that Greg was doing something for you, and it was a
But
Dragon.
it was a loose association. Were you in my house? Oh, we are good. Guys, restraining order.
Paul is definitely a stalker because as I'm reading the first draft too, I'm like, wow, this is crazy. There's a DeLorean in this movie, and I have a DeLorean, and like every other thing in the movie, I'm like, this is at my house already.
I only write what I know.
Anyway, so I just had a really good time, and it's a fun fact that they actually shot this movie on the stages that I found for Dragon Age, because Greg was one of the producers and production designer and did many awesome things on Dragon Age. And then they used this stage to build the central set that most of the movie takes place in, which is amazing. Like the detail on the set is just like it's like a nerd dream, because it looks like you're in like some kind of weird IBM, safe room from 1974, and just like the detail. Was it specific?
1976.
I just kept going. I mean, how good? Yeah, it wasn't accurate at all. So it was just a really fun. It was a fun character to play because she's not the most pleasant person, Allison. She's kind of aggressive and like very non-likable, which is like the opposite of what I usually do. And so that's why I was excited to play it, to see how that would work with what I bring to the table, playing something. Because everybody's always like, well, 4 people on the internet are like, oh yeah, I love what you do. And I'm like, why do you keep doing the same thing? And I'm like, that one dude on Facebook I'm gonna own him. And you're like, look, mister. Anyway.
So, one question.
And I was a cut, like not now. I was cut, and I was like not eating food and like eating chicken breasts and hating life and lifting weights. Who does that? It's not a good life, guys. It's not easy to be pumped. I don't know. It's not something to envy. So anyway, I'm back to myself. But anyway, at the time I did have like muscles in crazy weird places that popped out weirdly. So I was able to like kick really well in this movie.
And you actually hurt a few people too, I think. I mean, there's scenes in the movie that are real, folks. I mean, and that's, she didn't hold back in the role. And, I just sort of thought maybe this is a cathartic experience for you.
I mean, I would have stabbed a person. I mean, I won't lie. Not in a fatal way, but just, listen, I trained a lot with daggers all through the fall, and then I got to use my fist in this movie, and my feet. And I'm not saying that I want to hurt anybody, but if it was a situation where somebody could be not hurt by me kicking them in the face, I would want to hurt them. I would have kicked them in the face.
Right. Well, I know for a fact, folks, that both Paul and Greg emerged on various occasions from set with black eyes, and I wasn't quite sure what caused it, but I don't know.
We also heard about that.
We don't talk
We
about
don't
it.
talk about that.
Okay, well, we'll do that at the next panel, folks. Anyway, so let's go back to casting for a minute and sharing Paul.